Hello everyone, my name is Simon Cwieka, but don't worry about the last name. You can call me Simon if you have any questions and it will be okay. I work as a DevOps at CyberX and I specialize with big data and CM solutions. Today I wanted to talk a little with you about CM solutions and share with you some use cases. For all of you who don't exactly know what CM is, I will briefly explain. CM is abbreviation from Security Information and Event Management. The purpose of CM is to monitor architecture for security issues by analyzing data sent to the system. This means that if you have some sort of software, like let's say firewall, then you can send information from and logs from that firewall to the CM solution. That CM solution would look at the data and it will search for issues and other problems like malicious activity. So CM in general is a tool that helps you monitor the security data. But there are a few problems with that approach. First is that most of the CM solutions accept only selected data. That means that CM manufacturer delivers a list of supported systems that can be monitored. So going back to the example with the firewall, if CM manufacturer does not support your firewall software, then you are unable to send any data to that CM. And even if you manage to send that data, CM will simply not understand it and it will be pointless. Second thing is that mainly security related information are accepted by CM solution. Like for example, Windows security events. And that means that if you have some operational system that you want to monitor, for example, for performance, then you can't use CM solution for that. Most of the CM are made only for security data. The other thing is that the data storage retention is relatively short. So you can't store any data for how long you want. Time for data retention is short for CM solution, so as the data was analyzed, it will be deleted sooner than we would want. Other aspect, other aspect is that a lot of CM solutions use SQL databases, which are sorry, not the best options for such use cases. You see, SQL databases are rather slow and are not suited for such high performance speed as we would expect from CM. Events at CMs can be large and data variety will give the database a little trouble to process and return results in time we want. They are just too slow for CMs. And finally, data inside CM solutions are often covered with metadata. Now, what do I mean by saying metadata? Is that as the information goes through CM, they are given additional categorization and fields that were not originally in the event. Imagine this as a situation where you are sending only error codes to the system and there are no description of it. If the system knows what those codes mean, it can assign those events to specific category, so everyone who will look and who will check that event will know what those error codes refer to. That categorization are basically metadata. And don't get me wrong, this is good mechanism. It's great that CM solutions are able to categorize the data like that. What we think is wrong is that a lot of CM solutions does not allow to read raw data. So the original message that was sent to the CM from different system. Without original data to compare, we are not able to verify the categorization is 100% correct, and we are unable to extract additional information from the event because only the metadata are saved to the CM. So, what is missing? First of all, we don't think that CM solution should be for security only. We can use CyberX CM for security analytics, all right, and also for both log management and general data analytics. If CMs rely on gathering data from the systems, it means that it already have the proper mechanisms for that. But then why with most of CMs we are unable to gather all of the data from our IT ecosystem? Well, the reason is that the standard CM solutions are not prepared to receive that big amount of information with such huge variety. Scale of hundreds or thousands of multiple systems, applications, and so on would be overwhelming for most of CMs. And of course, not every CM solution will have this problem. Some products on the market can accept almost every data there is and index it. But the problem here is the licensing cost. We are gathering more and more data. The licensing cost will grow exponentially over time, which can lead to really huge costs. We are avoiding that at CyberX, so customers are not forced to increase license just to store more data. So here at Future Tech event at Oman, you will be able to see many different technologies, systems, and devices. Maybe you will find interest in some robotics, maybe smart devices, and others. Imagine that if those technologies are able to send data, we could gather all of them in one CyberX system to monitor for issues, performance, and other aspects. But enough of the general description. Let's see how CyberX helped one of our customers to solve security-related issues with custom and unique application and infrastructure. So, one of our customers provides services in media and retail sector. He is running online services with hundreds of thousands visits every day. As one of the leaders in that sector, his online services are vulnerable to a variety of different attacks. But his architecture was unique as he don't use any standard software for his services. Instead, he developed his own solutions to serve this purpose. As the business grew, it quickly turns out that the SOC was struggling with the increasing number of attacks, but the data from custom-made services were not accepted by most of the CM solutions. CyberX showed to be the perfect solution for this challenge. We started by reading and correlating the data from applications and surrounding security software. Then we implemented several techniques to isolate IPs, public networks, or even a country responsible for attacks. With those information extracted, we could pass data to anti-DDoS platform through the API in order to block or enable CAPTCHA security mechanisms for IP or location. The whole system is dynamic and can easily cover new threats as if the vector of an attack changes. CyberX can adapt to these new demands. Even during global lockdown, resulting in 2 million visits every day, CyberX is able to detect all of these visits and react to incidents in 1 minute. So, to summarize everything before ending, is CyberX CM solution? Yes, it is. But other than that, it is also a tool to collect and analyze data in any form you want. It allows you to return to that data at any time until you are ready to delete them. CyberX is also able to integrate with your infrastructure and devices so you will know what to do by your standards. Now, after I finish talking, I want you to ask yourself if you are monitoring everything in your architecture as good as you want. Is there something you can't monitor, and why? With answers to that questions, I encourage you to go and check the CyberX or send us an email, and we will think together about what is possible. Thank you for being here and listening.